Hey traders, I'm doing an update on IOTA, which I think is one of the most interesting altcoins. I think is one of the most exciting technologies. These guys have the right vision. Um, they're trying to connect B2B, um, connect commerce, the Internet of Things. And a lot of you are all over this coin and this company. But this is totally the future. I mean, I'm a little bit surprised it took this long for technology to start communicating with each other. But you already see um, different devices trying to communicate with each other, the Internet of Things. And maybe what was missing is a form of electronic payment. And now that the blockchain and digital currencies is solving that, but you can see that this is going to be huge, guys. And whether it's this company, they may fail, they may be the next, you know, leader when it comes to this technology in space. You just don't. It's just really hard to know, and so many things can happen in business. But that's what's great about the chart is you trade the chart, you learn to manage your risk. But the day when your refrigerator can know that you're out of XYZ, can communicate with the grocery store or some online, probably Amazon delivering Whole Foods stuff now for 50% more than what you can buy anywhere else. I don't know. I like Whole Foods, but anyway, the day when these things can talk to each other, right, and then pay each other is going to be big. So anyway, you guys can check them out, learn more if you're not familiar. We'll do a write up on this as well. But when I look at the chart, and this is really interesting. So looks like an IPO that a traditional stock that just came out. It kind of looks like Facebook if I remember right when it came out. It got absolutely crushed. But that's what you want. I mean, it's really tough to trade these right out of the gates. I always like giving them. I mean, I never traded IPOs right after they come out. I always want to let the stock find its legs, its base, kind of find its characteristics. And it's got to find where the demand is, where investors want to step in. And so we've had a pretty good pullback. I think we want to. I mean, we are going to be starting a position on this, and we're going to be trading this for some time. So I don't really care about these big wicks on the first day it's trading. It's really hard to know in these markets if they're actual prints. So what a print means is that there was an actual trade at these prices. A lot of times, even on the most sophisticated charting platform, guys like Bloomberg, you can get bad prints and bad data where you'll have a flash down on the candle, but nothing really traded there. There was the flash crash in the market several years back, and there were real trades that went off in that, crazy flash down where the markets and market makers went crazy and the algorithms and the computers go nuts. Um, that's a function of trading and technology that has to be worked out, has to do a lot with liquidity. That's called a market going no bid. Typically, when you have a crash like that, it can happen for several reasons. But anyway, it's hard to know. Doesn't have that much meaning to me. I kind of care more about the body of the candle. And so sometimes we'll trade the open the same way as trade this daily chart. If you trade above the high of that close, think bullish. If you trade below the low of that first day's trading, think bearish. That's a simple strategy right there. I mean, you mark where it closed that day. If the next day or the day after or the following day can take out that high, then go long. Stop below the low. If the low gets taken out, go short. That's a simple way to play that right off the bat. We'll do that on the open sometimes. So, boom, you go short here, right off the low, you would have made money. Now, I'm not saying short these markets at all. We're not doing that. I don't even think it's really a two-way market just yet, but it'll get there. So I'm just talking to you directionally. That's the idea. And pretty soon you'll be able to trade options with this Ledger X that just came out. There'll be a day where it'll be much easier to go short, and we'll be doing that for hedging purposes and things. Or if you get into a period of time where you're gonna, you might be having a bear market, but we don't believe that. We've been playing the long side. I think there's a lot more upside. So anyway, that's one strategy. But from here, you made a low, and you'll notice there's no cycle, there's no data here to come up with a cycle. But this was the low, and then you rally to this high. This is a topping tail in our model. You take that low out. That's a sell setup. But mainly, I just care about the TMS, as my traders know. We keep making lower highs. This candle sticks out to me. This would be one where I like accumulating on that bar. You can see how the volume was pretty high. All right. And then we've kind of been drifting sideways. So what I want to see from here is another pullback to accumulate more into these lows, right in the area where we saw the bulls come back, right? The bulls took control here, the buyers came in. So if we drift lower with this cycle, I think that's a good opportunity to start building into a core long-term position. So that's how we're going to play it. That's what I'll be looking for. And this is just a baby. I mean, this pair, this coin is just still finding its personality. So I look forward to trading this for the long term here, the next several years, getting to know it very intimately, knowing its every ebb and flow, memorizing the chart, all that good stuff. So anyway, guys, hope that helps, and we'll talk to you in the morning.